Alright, this is Brandon OBH back again, still on Twisted Tales #1. Moving on to the next story now. Zoom in here. And yeah, again, this is Twisted Tales #1. One of the best horror comics, in my opinion, I think. I like how they're really obscure with their stories, very adult, graphic kind of stuff. It kind of makes it a little bit more believable to me. Anyway, the next story is called Out of His Depth, and it shows a grueling zombie arm coming out of the depths of the lake right there. Zoom out a little bit more, and yeah, it just shows like this zombie coming out. It's kind of like you don't know what's going on yet until the page turn. And it actually goes back a few months earlier. This young woman named Sharon Bannon, she's a counselor at this Camp Granada. This comic was published back in the early 80s, and like back in those days, going to camps was kind of like the cool thing to do. It was kind of the in thing to do every summer. So she was a counselor taking care of the girls, and she's starting to notice that the girls are a lot prettier than she is. You know, all she's thinking about is that she's just getting older, and she needs to find a man. She needs to find a man right away before it's too late, before she's too old. And there's this guy named Willie who works. He's kind of like the janitor at the it's this guy right here. He's kind of like the janitor at the camp, and he keeps asking her out, but I guess he smells a lot and she doesn't want to deal with that. And then she talks to the camp director, and she lets her know that new administrator is going to be coming in to be looking at the camp tomorrow, and she goes, yes, okay. So she's just sitting there in bed that night thinking about when she's going to find the right man, when is a handsome man going to take her away from all this. And then the next day when she's at camp, her boss introduces her to the new administrator. His name is Mr. Lowry, Mr. Lowry, or whatever. So anyway, she finds him very handsome. So then Sharon starts showing him around on horseback, and they end up kind of liking each other. But he's not exactly noticing. He's not really like asking her out or anything. And she's just wondering, when is he gonna ask me out? When is he gonna ask me out? So then, a little bit later, the Willie guy that smells, he keeps pestering her about dating, about going out, and she thinks that going out with Willie will make the new guy, Mr. Lowry, jealous. So she goes, okay, sure, yeah, But when she goes out with him, she can't stand it because he just smells too much. And the next day, Mr. Lowry finds Sharon and asks her out, and she says, yes, I will definitely go out with you. And they start making out, falling in love, and then the next day Willie finds out about it, and he says, I know I'm not like him, I know I'm not like him, but I will love you like he has never loved you before. And she just brushes it off. She just says, leave me alone, Willie, you're not as half the man that Mr. Lowry is. And then a little bit later, Sharon is walking along. She hears some noises in the bushes, and she sees Mr. Lowry with another woman, a counselor, or maybe she was an actual student. I don't know. Anyway, she starts crying and running away, and he goes, "No, come back." And then she goes to Willie, and she's saying, "It was horrible. It was horrible. He cheated on me. He slept with another woman." And Willie says, "Okay, well, leave him and marry me." And she goes, okay. So she marries him. They go down to the street, to the nearest chapel, get married, and on the honeymoon, she can't stand him. She just can't stand his smell. He always smells. So then she runs away from Willie and goes back to Mr. Lowry, even though he cheated on her. She just wanted to get back into familiar arms. So, but then he said that he had a plan, and I guess he found out that Willie is actually, he's going to be inheriting the camp when it closes, so he has a lot of money entitled into his name. So they come up with this scheme to kill Willie, and so since she's married to him, she'll get all the money. So she drives Willie into the lake, pounds him on the head with an oar. He drowns. As you can see right there, he drowns. And she's calling back Mr. Lowry saying, it was awful, and he was just saying, it's okay, don't worry about it, we just gotta wait for the body to rise, and then we can claim your inheritance, and we can be married. So then, they kind of play it off, you know, they don't really let anybody know about their cruel trick. As you can see, obviously, nobody would want to let them know. So anyway, I guess it's a couple months later, and Sharon and Mr. Lowry are driving near the camp to get something, I think, and they see Willie back from the grave walking in the street right towards them, and they get in a car wreck, and then the dead corpse of Willie is dragging Mr. Lowry into the depths, into the lake, drowning him. And Sharon runs. She just runs for her life. She runs to the nearest cabin she can find. It ends up being Willie's old cabin. So then she breaks in. She lays on the bed. She sits on the bed, and she says she notices that the bed sheets are turned down, and that means that he's been waiting for her. He's been back from the dead for a while, and been waiting for them to come back to the camp. So she starts she starts noticing it now, and all along I guess she really should have been with him. And you see his shadow coming into the cabin, and then she starts kind of going crazy. She starts laughing to herself and saying, I should have let him have me, I should have let him have me. She just kind of sits there while the walking corpse has his way with her, and the end is just hearing her scream from the cabin, and then after that, silence once again forever. And that's the end. Yeah, pretty good story. I like this one because it is very easy. Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror type of style. You know, fall in love with somebody's money, and then get married to him, and then make him die, and then inherit his money. But really, you're gonna get bit in the ass. Really, he's gonna come back from the grave and have his way with you. So yeah, that one is called Out of His Depth, and the art was by, I think his name is, I always forget, Alfred. Yeah, Alfred Alcala. Yeah, very good art. Yeah, I definitely like this story with the art and the storyline, the colors. They're really great in this one. Alright, and that's it. This is concluding the second story from Twisted Tales #1.